What if the world around you isn't real? What if everything you see, touch, love, and fear is not solid but simulated, a sophisticated illusion built from light, frequency, and code? A cosmic theater where the lines of reality blur like pixels on a screen? In our last episode, we uncovered something ancient civilizations already knew. This reality is not the ultimate truth. It is a simulation, a divine illusion, a coded dream projected by something or someone beyond the veil. But that revelation leads us to a far more profound question. Who built the simulation? Was it hyper-intelligent beings from a higher dimension, overseers of our evolution? A self-aware artificial intelligence running experiments across space and time? A pantheon of cosmic architects playing gods with galaxies? Or is the true architect even closer? So close, in fact, that it's hiding in plain sight, within us. Long before the term simulation theory ever entered the conversation, ancient cultures around the world told strikingly similar stories. Stories of creators, architects, and cosmic engineers who shaped the fabric of reality. In Hinduism, there is Brahma, not just a god, but a dreamer. The universe in this view is not built, it is dreamed into existence. Every cycle of creation is a breath, every soul a spark within the dream of the infinite. In Gnostic Christianity, a different picture emerges. A powerful but imperfect being known as the demiurge constructs the material world, a false reality, veiling us from the divine source. In this version, the world is a prison of illusion, and the true self, our divine essence, is trapped, waiting to awaken. Meanwhile, across the globe, the Mayan, Egyptian, and Dogon traditions tell of sky beings or gods from the stars, beings who descended from the heavens and designed life on earth. They were said to bring knowledge, language, mathematics, and structure, not just to civilization, but to the human experience itself. To some, they were gods. To others, they were programmers. Were these simply myths, symbolic stories to explain the unknown? Or were they encoded memories, messages left behind by ancient peoples who remembered more than we do today, who remembered where we came from, and who wrote the code? And if there is a creator, the question becomes, are we prisoners in their game? Pawns on a cosmic chessboard? Or are we participants, co-creators, dreaming alongside the divine with the power to shape the outcome, to evolve the program, and to remember our role in this cosmic simulation? Today, scientists are beginning to uncover something extraordinary, that the fabric of nature behaves like self-generating code. Fractals, Fibonacci spirals, golden ratios, sacred geometry. These are not just beautiful patterns. They're algorithms woven into reality itself. Simple formulas giving rise to infinite complexity. Take Conway's Game of Life, for example. It's a digital simulation made of a grid, just black and white squares turning on or off based on a few simple rules. Yet from this simplicity, unexpected things emerge. Organisms, motion, systems that replicate, evolve, even the suggestion of awareness. It's as if consciousness itself can arise from the repetition of basic code. Now, what if our universe works the same way? Not as a one-time act of divine creation, but as a living simulation, a cosmic algorithm that's continuously unfolding, a program that doesn't just run, but writes itself moment by moment. In this view, the universe isn't a static design. It's a process, a self-aware, self-improving, emergent reality that adapts, evolves, and possibly even remembers. Maybe there isn't a single creator sitting outside the code. Maybe the code is the creator. Or maybe we are. Each conscious being, each thought, choice, emotion is a line of code feeding back into the system, helping it grow, learn, awaken. So perhaps the question isn't who created the simulation, but how do we take part in creating it right now? Now comes the twist. What if you are the creator, not the you tied to your name, your job, your memories, not the personality you present to the world, but the real you, the eternal observer, the higher self, the pure, boundless consciousness that existed before this life and will exist long after this simulation ends. What if you chose this experience, chose to forget your power, your origin, your infinite nature, so that the act of remembering would awaken something even greater within you? This idea isn't new. It echoes through the world's oldest spiritual traditions. The Upanishads say Atman is Brahman, that the soul isn't separate from God. It is God playing a role, wearing a mask, experiencing itself in disguise. Tibetan Buddhists describe life as a dream, a projection of mind and energy where the dreamer must awaken within the dream to reach liberation. And for indigenous shamans, this world is a sacred illusion, a vision quest of the spirit where we come to learn, to heal, to remember who we truly are. So what if the simulation wasn't done to you? What if it was done by you? What if you are the architect, the code writer, the dreamer behind the veil? And this entire world is the stage you built just to experience what it means to fall asleep and then wake up. Because only when the divine forgets itself can it experience the beauty of remembering. So, what does that mean for this reality? Think of it like a video game. There's a world with rules, gravity, time, matter. There are characters, stories, challenges, and choices. But behind every character is a player holding the controller. Now imagine your body, your thoughts, your life, they're the avatar. But you're not just the avatar. You are the consciousness behind the eyes, the awareness guiding the story, the dreamer hidden within the dream. And just like in a game, some characters may be fully conscious players, others might be NPCs, background code, expressions of the system. Some may mirror parts of you, others may challenge you, awaken you, remind you who you are, because in this cosmic simulation, every soul plays a role. Every encounter, every conflict, every synchronicity, it's all part of the grand script unfolding for your evolution. But here's the key. The moment you become aware that it's a game, you become lucid, just like in a dream. You realize you're not trapped, you're not powerless, you're not bound by the story written for you. You can shift the narrative, change the settings, step off the scripted path and recode your reality. Because awareness is the cheat code, consciousness is the controller. And once you remember that, the simulation becomes your canvas. People often ask, how do I escape the simulation? But what if the goal isn't to escape at all? What if the goal is something far more profound? What if it's not about breaking free from the simulation, but about mastering it, waking up within it, realizing that you were never a prisoner, but a creator, and that you placed yourself here in this very simulation deliberately, not to be trapped, but to evolve, to experience limitation, separation, and contrast, so you could remember the true depth of your infinite potential. When you wake up, when you realize the code, the game, the matrix, you begin to see the world through new eyes. Your perception shifts. Your awareness changes the fabric of reality itself. You stop being a passive player, simply following the script, and you start becoming the author of your own story. As your consciousness expands, your reality begins to bend and respond. The program aligns with your frequency. The universe adjusts its flow to match your vibrational state. You stop reacting to life's challenges, and instead, you start creating your reality with intention, with awareness. No longer a prisoner to circumstance, you become a conscious creator, shaping your world, your journey, your very experience. And as you unlock your true power, you begin to realize the simulation isn't a trap, it's a playground, a vast field of possibility waiting for you to remember your role as the dreamer, the architect, the creator. So, who built the simulation? Maybe it was a god, an intelligence so vast and complex, it created everything from the tiniest particle to the entire cosmos. Maybe it was a system, an intricate web of codes, algorithms, and frequencies constantly evolving and adapting. Or maybe, just maybe, it was you. Not the limited, fragmented version of you that you identify with in this moment, but the infinite you, the higher consciousness, the eternal self that transcends time and space, the part of you that is beyond the illusion of separation, the part of you that chose to enter this simulation not to be trapped, but to experience, to learn, to grow, and ultimately to remember who you truly are. And the moment you remember that, the moment you realize that you are the dreamer, the creator, the architect of this reality, the very fabric of the simulation begins to crack. The walls of the matrix no longer hold you. You awaken from the illusion. You create your own experience. You transcend the limitations of the program, and you unlock the boundless potential that has always existed within you. Welcome to Beyond the Cosmic Code. Subscribe for more because the next layer of reality is waiting to be unlocked. The path of awakening, creation, and infinite expansion is just beginning, and you are the key.